There we go. Gotta make sure everything's behaving itself. Gotta mute this thing, mute that thing. So, yes, magic. Everything is currently connecting. Oh, there it goes. Looks like I'm live on my dashboard. Whether or not that means anything remains to be seen. I'm just going to be setting up all of my little view windows so I can read things like the chats. Incredibly important, I know. There we go. I've got that live chat now. Let's turn on my thing for Twitch. Where's the live thing from Twitch? There's my live. Wait, that's not what I want. So yes, hello everybody! Today we are going to be playing some Path of Exile. Played Paladins with my friend Sheik last time. He is currently off having his own adventures today, so I'm just going to be hitting the ground running in the whole solo experience. Whoops, how do I turn this off? Don't be playing, stupid thing. Alright, well, that'll just be on, I guess. I'm using like 13 different mobile devices today to try and watch all the chats at once. Whether or not this ends up working remains to be seen. But that's fine. As long as I can see the chats, we should be all good and kosher. I've got YouTube up on the big screen over here. I've got Mixer on my regular phone. And then I've got Twitch on my old phone. So all of this should probably be just fine, dandy, and mostly kosher. If I can... Let me make sure that this one's actually working. I don't see Mixer showing up here on my other screen. I definitely won't be watching for, whatchamacallit. I will definitely not be watching Twitter as much, although I probably could. There we go. I'm live on Periscope. I guess that's cool. I've never actually used Periscope before, so I don't know exactly how that works. Alright, that actually looks pretty good on Periscope. I'm using a much higher bitrate on Periscope, but I don't really have a choice when it comes to restream. At least not for the free version, but it looks fine, it's behaving fine, so I'm just going to say that it'll just have to be whatever it's going to be. Let me tab back over here into Path of Exile. And we can probably get ready to get started. So I'm actually going to delete some of my old characters, like Jerky Face here. Because I don't need all of these characters anymore. In fact, I pretty much don't play any of them. And I'm going to create a new Standard League. Maybe? Standard League? Standard, which is default. Hardcore Harbinger. So the Harbinger might be fun, because that's going to mean we get like a bunch of cool, crazy creatures that come try to touch me occasionally. So who the flip knows? That might be tasty. Standard, you don't have roaming monsters, and in hardcore, they just kill you and you don't come back, ever. So let's do a Harbinger mode. And then we have a couple of options for characters to play. We've got a melee guy who smacks you in the face. We've got the witch who does magic. We've got like a invisible dude. We've got the huntress lady. We've got a Templar. I don't really remember what a lot of these characters do, to be completely honest. I never really played a lot of melee tunes.
You swore sinew and soul to serve God and the Order of the Templar.
So yeah, that guy's like a paladin, ostensibly. Doesn't look like I've got any notices or chats yet. So yeah.
With innocent blood, yours is a predatory profession. The business of...
By the way, let me know how the audio levels are.
Now you will earn your redemption in Wraeclast.
I know that the audio tends to be super loud for this game, so if it's too quiet or it's too loud, just let me know in the the different message sections. For some reason, Mixer isn't saying that I'm online, which is odd. What does Restream say? It says that Mixer's fine, it's online. I got a couple people watching on Twitch, so let me know, again, how the audio is. Yeah, I guess that's good. So, I do like playing a Scion. A Scion...
perfection in mind, body, and grace. The crowning glory of our civilization, offering us hope.
So yeah, a Scion is kind of like a jack-of-all-trades character. She enables us to... Actually, let me make sure I'm not getting too loud on the meter here. But she enables us to do just about anything in the game. She can be a caster, she can be a tank, she can be a melee, whatever. But maybe I'll do something melee this time. Let's try a Marauder for a little bit.
Enough to face the land of the damned, Marauder?
And then let's call him,
truth, yet still you clasp
what do I want to say? Hammer Time or... Let's call him Cheese Beef, because why not? That just sounds simple enough. Oh, but Cheese Beef already exists. Alright, let's say Dragon Cheese. That sounds like a thing we could be. Dragon Cheese. The best part of waking up is dragon cheese in your cup. Dragon cheese is taken? Well, what else is left? Dragon Gouda? Okay, there we go. Dragon Gouda. Let's make sure my cable isn't running into my microphone. Otherwise, I might have to switch around my headset a little bit. Okay, so here's our character. And our character wakes up. We've been kind of dumped off the side of a ship because we're a criminal. And we've been left adrift here in this area called Wraeclast, where they dump all of their less than savory characters, like murderers, rapists, thieves. If you get convicted of basically anything in this game, you end up here on Wraeclast. Let me just double check my sound levels are fine. Looks like they are. So yeah, let's talk to this dying guy.
You and I, we're the only ones that made it to shore. Alive, anyway. Looks like you found something you can defend yourself with. Good. This place is crawling with criminals. There's smoke rising just east of here. Could be worth checking.
Uh-oh. Dang it, the zombies got him. This always happens every time I come here. I talk to the concierge and then he turns into a zombie. So the kind of the shtick with this game is that everything that dies on Wraeclast is magically brought back to being a zombie. It really doesn't matter if you die because you've been killed by a zombie or if you just happen to be your body washes up on shore. You will turn into a zombie at some point, and then all hell tends to break loose. So I'll just slap these guys. Wow, these little spitters on the ground hurt. So this is going to look a lot like Diablo 2, because it's kind of modeled after that, the old school top-down hack-and-slash experience. And the difference being is that all of my abilities are based on these magic gems that you can find. Oh, someone's talking in local about getting insta-gibbed by somebody. That's not good. But yeah, so all of your abilities are controlled by these ancient virtue gems that were created by a long-lost civilization, and they give us our magical power. And it's sort of implied in this game that they might be made of people. Just like all of those scones at the old folks' home. Soylent Green is made of people. I might have to turn off the global chat, though, if things keep saying words. Or if people keep saying the words. I'll try to tab out occasionally and check the feeds on my internet browser to make sure that all of my chats are working properly. I don't know if they always are, but, you know, sometimes. Don't you guys sneak up on me and try to nibble me while I'm tabbed out, you buttholes. This is why we can't have nice things, Timmy. So basically, we've been exiled for some crime. I'm not actually sure. It's usually randomly generated. It's usually like we stole something, we peed on a statue, and then we got ousted here after being convicted by the Templar Order. So we're just trying to survive, really, get further inland and try to find other survivors on this continent that might be able to help us. So we've got a little mini-map here. I guess we go down here somewhere. Eventually we're going to find a really annoying guy who's going to beat the tar out of us, and that's probably not going to be the best. I don't like the changes they made to this map, because it looks like this edge here of this map is like ocean, which could denote like the limit of our ability to walk around and do stuff, when it's really just the unexplored areas of the map. So as a melee character, our primary abilities are going to be smash stuff really hard and occasionally smash stuff really hard that has like sparks and magic. So what do we get here? We got a ruthless support. Support melee attack skills. Every third time you use a supported attack, the use of the skill will be more powerful. Okay. So that's another red gem. And there's all sorts of gems, just like there's all sorts of abilities where you can slot them in the color-coded slot of choice, and you get like poison damage, fire damage, all sorts of stuff in order to mush things in the flippin' face. Your potions that you get, the health potions, mana potions, and everything, those are actually powered by the monsters that you kill. They refill based upon the life juices of the monsters that you have recently murdered. And then, of course, the one thing I really enjoy about this game, probably more than anything else, is probably the simple fact that there's really no gold or money in this game. It's all based on barter. When you sell things to a vendor, they'll give you usable items that you can use in the game that will allow you to do different things. So here's like a really big exile. This is the first mini-boss, or first kind of boss in the game. His name is Hillock, and he died when he got pushed overboard. I guess this big bad Mamma Jamma couldn't swim, so now he's just a massive arrow-filled exile who is zombified. And that's not so good, really. He's kind of a pain in the butt. But because I'm melee-based, he doesn't hurt me too badly, so it's actually going to be supremely easy for me to survive him. So our armor plate has 19 armor. This one has 20, so I'm going to go with that. And you got to be careful in this game because, again, all of your abilities are based upon the gems that you have on your person. So it makes it kind of difficult to itemize your stuff if you lose all your abilities because you don't have the right gem slots. Hey, who is that? Who's calling me muffins in here? It is... Shut the fuck up, woman. I'm playing whatever. Is that you? Is that Blarg? Who is that? You're gonna have to tell me. Or it could be... The only other person that kind of says it with a slur is Dionysus. Oh, it's Zelfito. What's up, Zell? How you been? I'm playing me some Path of Exile here today. Doing my new regular streamification thing. Let's see. I think I want to kill things better with my ability points. I'll talk about how all of the skill points work in a moment. And here is town. Oh, you've been playing as a duelist. Well, maybe you could hop in with me while I touch the butts in the things. I think you probably still have me on Steam if I log in here. If you want. I see there's a lot of spam still in the chat. Can I turn this off? Let's toggle local, global, and whispers. That should be the thing. But yeah, so this is the first town. This is where you get all of your quests.
No need to be surprised, Karui. My father and I were among those who tried to save your people from ignorance and damnation. My father paid for his arrogance with his life. I'm still paying for mine.
Oh, Zell, you're in a League match, huh? Well, let me know how you're doing. I don't play League so much anymore. Not really my shtick these days. I kind of play Heroes of the Storm more than anything.
Lion Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me.
Alright, so she's going to give us a mission. We need to go... Well, here's this guy. This is like the local vendor. He travels around and does stuff. I'm not playing hardcore. I'm playing like the regular where we get some cool creatures that spawn, but it doesn't punish me if I die, because I haven't played this game in a while. And they changed a bunch of stuff with this particular version of the game, with the new X-Pack.
But my wits remain.
So yeah, this guy's an old captain. He shipwrecked here. When his, I think this guy's ship and his crew, I think they mutinied on him. There's a lot of crazy characters in here, and I think some of the writing of this game is some of the best parts. What's going on my YouTube stream?
But he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me.
Okay, so that's Bestrel. We're gonna go talk to this guy here.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that?
I can't remember which one of these guys is supposed to be the leader.
Have no history.
I thought he was over here, but I guess he's moved.
Blackguards dump us in the water out there.
But anyway, he's gonna give us some new abilities. We can either get Molten Strike or Ground Slam. I feel like Molten Strike is going to be the better ability for the future because it does more direct target damage. Oh, you found me through you? That's good. I stream on all sorts of platforms, so I've got lots of options. I actually use a program called Restream. Oh, you play... Yeah, you only play ARAM these days. I can understand that. There's a lot of annoying stuff inside of League these days, so... Whatever floats your boat, really. So I have to go to the Tidal Island because that first lady, she left her healing kit where she shipwrecked on this little island. And she wants it back. What was my Molten Strike? Okay, it's my middle mouse ability. I never liked some of the default stuff for this game, where you use middle mouse as one of your buttons instead of, say, like Q, E, R, T, J, I don't know, pretty much flipping anything. Alright, the Molten Strike's not as good as I remember. That's unfortunate. So I'm gonna go up along this coast, essentially. Basically, the way that Wraeclast works is they drop us here because it's a fancy way of saying they've gotten you all killed. And they dump you on this shore because there's really no way off the shore area, and they're hoping that you die. Now, if you luck out and you sneak up the shore a little ways, you can hopefully eventually meet up with some more survivors and get inland where it's a little bit safer. Otherwise, the only thing greeting us here at the edge of Oblivion are these cannibals. And the cannibals, well, they like human flesh. That's kind of their shtick. Although I'm kind of regretting not playing a ranged character, because ranged characters tend to be a little bit easier to play. And while I'm trying to talk and play at the same time, things can get a little bit awkward. Oh yeah, that's right. Nissa does sell all your leftover gems. The other thing that's kind of interesting about this game is your gems level up with you. So the more you use them, the more powerful they become. So you can't just slot at a weapon and suddenly become uber powerful. It's not really how it works. There we go, stab you. It does make a bit of sense that these cannibals hang out on the shore where everybody is constantly dying. Because, I mean, if there's one food source that's really plentiful along the shore, it's going to be dead exiles. And pretty much everybody in this game, except for the evil empire of people that you fight later, are essentially an exile. There are some natives technically, but not a lot of the characters in this game are native to this island area. Everybody else lives in the neighboring islands that are not filled with zombies. Oh, your character's hardcore? Well, we'll get it next time. I'll be playing this again, probably, because this is a long game with a lot of stuff going on. And I guess they added like a whole new act, like a whole new 6 acts to this game, and essentially doubled the duration of the game, if not more so, which was actually kind of impressive for a game that's free to play. So if I'm lucky, somewhere up here will be some more guys that I can beat the shit out of and get some special gear, because they have a lot of different special spawns in here somewhere that want to kill and eat us. And some of them will straight up just murder your face in. Like, they'll throw some crazy firestorm spells that will obliterate my juicy, juicy face. And I don't have, like, any meaningful armor yet, so this is going to be hit or miss, to say the least. So let's see. These crabs, I think these crabs' models got updated, but I am playing this game at a higher resolution than I did before. Because I was playing on an old AMD system the last time I recorded this series and did some lore about it. And I really enjoy this game. It's all those fun pieces that I liked from Diablo, with a kind of funky Atlantis, Lost Atlantis type of story to it, where it's not all given to you, and the story gets built upon every time they release a new expansion to the game. So we're playing the Fall of Oriath in this particular expansion, and it has something to do with the old gods of this world that are somehow back in action once you kill the creature at the end of the original couple of acts that they added, including, you know, the first major boss at the end of the game, and then the, like, the giant juicy fruit demon that makes this whole world's magic function. My Marauder is just named Dragon Gouda, like Dragon Dick Cheese or something. I used to do things like Dragon Cooter, but I've done that for all of my characters, so I just kind of grabbed something random. I don't know, what did you name your character, Zell? Probably something edgy, like you're hanging out at Hot Topic, huh? Gotta go be the master of security. What was the duelist? Was that like a... Uh-oh. My game has frozen. That's not good. Actually, the whole computer appears to have froze up a little bit. I'll have to look over at my streaming equipment and see what's going on. Computer, are you shitting the bed? Computer? Okay, well, that's not good. Yeah, it's just kind of frozen in an endless loop. I guess I'll just have to wait and see what it does. Control-Alt-Delete. No? Oh, there it goes. Okay, it looks like my computer had a hiccup or something. Let's double check how much CPU I'm using. Not a lot. So, what? I guess I just lost connection to Path of Exile there. Well, let's maybe if I pick a different server, that'll work a little better. So we've got Washington or Texas we can use. Tit Sprinkles. Oh yeah, I've had characters like Tit Sprinkles. If I log in here, I had Squid Cooch, the Twitch Grinch, Blorfendorf, Dragon Gouda, and I used to have Dragon Cooch somewhere. So I guess I just lost connection to the server there for a moment, but everything else appears to be fine. I got 3 people viewing on Twitch. A couple people watching on YouTube. Anybody watching on Periscope? No. But Periscope is actually doing pretty well. It warns me that Periscope doesn't like it when I stream at really high bit rates and audio bit rates, but that's just too damn bad for for Periscope. What about Mixer? I can't really tell what goes on in Mixer. Mixer doesn't work very well as a platform. So let's try this again. Whoops. That's back to Lion's Eye. So the grand story of this game is that there have been a succession of different empires that used to live throughout this land. And each time some sort of weird great calamity has happened and has resulted in their empire being completely obliterated. We are currently living and breathing and hanging out in the ashes of that second empire, and before that was like the Atlantean Empire, where they harnessed the power of these ancient gemstones in order to fuel their bizarre magic. And they had the ability to harness like other dimensions, bizarre blood magic. Pretty much all of this stuff is running off of blood magic. Zervinus, huh? That actually sounds like a proper RP kind of a name. Almost sounds like something out of, I don't know what books, like The Wheel of Time, or maybe the Tales of the Malazan Book of the Fallen series are the ones that I was reading most recently. I tried to get back into reading more not too long ago with audiobooks, but something I found happened a lot with audiobooks and stuff was that they tended to... Ooh, is this any better? 10% reduced stun threshold. Let's identify this hatchet. Now that's poopy damage. In fact, something I remember from this game is if you can't use an item, just dump it. If it's not of a blue quality or better, because you can't really do anything with it. You don't got too much time to play. Oh, that's right, you have kids now. That's right. How are the little munchkins? Being obnoxious and doing the whiny crying thing, I'm sure, as kids are so wont to do. But yeah, the itemization in this game is kind of weird, kind of different, which is good. But we live in the, like I was saying, the ashes of the old world, so it makes it kind of interesting. There's multiple different culture clashes and ancient magic running around that provides a unique challenge to you. So I'm just gonna beat the shit out of Fire Fury here, just punching you in the face. That's right, woman, take it. Take it right in the mouth. And there's definitely some weird spirit magic going on here, because every time you kill somebody, their spirit zips up into the air like a cloud of fart gas. Oh, that's right, you did have twins. So how's the 7-year-old doing? You chip off the old block, I'm sure. Probably agitating their teachers at school, being obnoxious and all that. There's a belt that I can wear, I think. Okay, so I got some increased physical damage. That should be handy. And then there's a lot of area to explore. I'm not really too concerned with exploring every last area, but you know. Oh, so your kid's turning into a real lady killer. Well, I can certainly understand that. I mean, 7 is probably around the age that kids that are a little bit earlier on the whole boys versus girls mantra will start to figure things out. I think that's usually around the age where they get ready to give you the birds and the bees spiel, or at least start putting you through like the health class education for your kids. I remember my schools reiterated the birds and the bees kind of speech thing a lot because they just assumed that you came from a school that didn't give proper sex ed. So that happened on multiple different occasions. Alright, so I suppose before we get too much further, we should listen to this magic rock. The old weathered carvings.
The sand with the force of destiny. At his beck, the greatest war host in Kardu history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyes gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride, Calm's axis silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-eye fought bravely to the last. Calm honored him with a place on his belt. Calm has shown Wraeclast our Kardui strength. Calm will teach Wraeclast.
Alright, so that was the previous empire that we're sitting in the ashes of right now. And Calm was one of the numerous different factions that rolled through and killed the old emperor and destroyed the old empire. Gemlings that they're referring to are a group of people that use these magical virtue gems by literally embedding them in their flesh to get their full power. So wait, what does flagging a girl mean? Is that like he got in trouble for doing something to a girl in school? I don't know that term. Flagging a girl. Is that some of that speech the young people are super into these days? Well, let's put some more points. Ah, who's touching me? Stupid frickin' cannibals. Always messing with stuff. So the talent system in this game is interesting. You don't really get abilities for your talent tree. You just get adjustments to your ability score improvements. And the way that it happens is all of the different characters start from one of these circles in the same talent tree. And the one for that other lady. Who is here? Oh, that's my sister's friends. It's my sister's birthday today. So, she's got a bunch of friends coming over. We're going to go out to dinner a little bit later after everybody's here. But the abilities, all of it's just a change in your base stats, and then everything else is modified with the virtue gems. Oh, he pulled her pants down when she wasn't looking. I'd be lying if I said I didn't do stuff like that. I'd be definitely lying. Okay, well, I can certainly say where in this day and age that would really get people's panties in a twist. But hey, that's what kids do. I mean, if it's not pulling a girl's pants down, it's pulling a boy's pants down. Or bullying somebody or giving somebody a swirly, so, you know. So we've unlocked this next area here via this little... This is like the waypoints in Diablo. Like, it's pretty blatantly another teleport pad. And again, a lot of the stuff in here it's a lot like Diablo, it's just slightly changed so that it seems a little bit more fresh and new. But I'm still looking for a way onto this island somewhere. Up there it is. But yeah, I'm still looking for a way onto this island. Here's what we're looking for. So this is where everybody else in that little town crash landed. And there should be another little story rock in here somewhere that we can mess with. So the Lion's Eye Watch, was an old fort that was made by the Gemling Empire that they had before. And that was where General Lion's Eye was guarding the coast from the Kamui from going in and killing the pants off of people in the Empire. The Kamui are just like basically a bunch of tribal island savages that came to this land to get revenge on the gem hoarding people and to win glory and honor. And then eventually, after things kind of went south and all of the zombies started to happen, they left this land because, well, bad things started happening to their people and they weren't so keen on that. So let's just smash some more things, see if we have any more messages from people. There we go. The one thing I'm not used to is keeping track of mana on a melee character, because melee characters don't use much in the way of mana, which is actually kind of nice. But at the same time, some of your best abilities are going to be running off of magic. Now you might notice that we slot our virtue gems into our equipment. Part of the thing that killed the Empire was slotting virtue gems with the souls and blood of people physically into your body slowly makes you go insane if you're of a very low mental constitution. And that's kind of what happened. Like, everybody inside the Empire kind of went nutso and corrupt, and then all of the other groups of people on this chain of islands / this continent ganged up and started to kill the shit out of everybody. And it's kind of like the fall of Rome, really. So, like, the first race is kind of like an ancient Atlantis, even though technically Atlantis was supposed to be like Greek or Roman. And then the second one is the fall of the Roman Empire in a magical sense. If you really had to draw a parallel between what happened in our world and what happens in this world. I don't know too much about the new story that's going on in the Fall of the Oriath. It sounds really neat, I can say that much, but it also sounds a little bit crazy pants. Essentially, we get to go kill some sweet gods. Oh shit, 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 shit. Something is magic and is beating the crap out of me. I hate these Tidal dudes. They just beat the crap out of me. Alright, so this magical ice person is kicking my pants in. Come on, get out of here. I need to live. Alright, well, that's fine. I guess the ice guy left me alone? No, he's right here. Hail Rake. Extra cold damage, glacial cascade, huh? Alright, well, let's smack you back in place and try to kill you really fast. This is the trouble with some of these areas. They have really nasty sort of mini-bosses that just all of a sudden just smack the shit out of you and try to kill your ass. And they just get really powerful really quick all of a sudden. I do have some scrolls to identify stuff. This is really good armor. I'm going to take that. Let's take this gem out of here, and what can I slot this in? The shield, probably. We got a staff, but I don't really use staves. Although I guess I could, since I'm just using like a shitty club right now. But the shitty one-handed club is really beating the pants off of things. So I'm going to stick with the armor for right now. Oh, you made a witch on normal, Zell, named Titania. Yeah, I could see that. I really like the witch, and I think it's really unfortunate that they don't have more magic-themed characters besides the Scion and the witch. Like, everybody else is mostly melee-based besides those two. And you have to unlock the Scion, which is really lame. Granted, most of the characters in this game can be whatever. It just depends on... The only thing that's different is dependent on where they are in the skill tree. For, like, the talent tree, for what talents are available to you. And the Scion is supposed to be, like, in the middle. But yeah, I just thought that was unfortunate. Especially because the witch doesn't have big knockers. Sometimes I want a powerful character with massive knockers. I don't think that's unreasonable. So let me turn on my other stream and turn down the audio so I don't get some feedback. Let's listen to this rock here.
Calm has removed the eternal stain from this coast. The Empire's citizens decorate our meeting houses with their heads. Our warriors built homes for our families. Our families till the earth.
Oh, there's a couple people watching on YouTube. Let me pull this all the way to now.
Is yet a seedling here.
Sometimes the live chat on YouTube doesn't work unless you're watching the most recent stuff, so you know.
Has kept his promise.
Alright, so basically Kamui, Calm and the Kamui, or the Karui, came here to purge the Empire from the shores. There was a tentative pact between all of the factions, and they all kind of rolled in here and were buttholes at about the same time. There were the Templars, who founded the current empire, the current corrupt political empire that outcasted us, but they don't live here on the mainland, again, because there's a buttload of old inherent magic that jacks things up when people die, and they just as soon let the natives that live here normally handle that as opposed to trying to constantly deal with, you know, your neighbor has a heart attack in the middle of the night, and the next thing you know, you're waking up with them chewing off your ankles. So I'm going to stab these crabs. Got to have all of the crabs. Turn off the stream because it's distracting me on my tablet. I'm actually doing something kind of funky. I'm watching the stream on 3 different devices over here so that I can get a live feed of all the chats. Because constantly tabbing out in a game that's supposed to be somewhat immersive is not exactly the world's most intuitive thing ever. So there you have it. So kill me some zombies, the drowned ones. And they did a nice job with the design of a lot of characters in this game. They all feel really grisly. They all feel really dangerous. Like, these crabs look like they really want to snack on you, have a little nibble now and then. And then all of these drowned zombies, they've got like a distended belly. So it looks like they've been rotting and bloating in the sun before they came back to life. So it's those attentions to detail that they keep adding on to the game that really keeps people coming back to this and actually getting people to pay for it, as opposed to doing all the rest of it. Because this game is free to play, and they only make money when you buy some items from their shop. In fact, I've never actually looked in the shop. Let's look inside the shop and see what there is. I don't have any past microtransactions that I've done, so it's hard to say what they've got. So you can buy... What can you buy? You can probably buy some items. You can buy a mystery box of stuff. You can buy some basic weaponry. And I don't know if this is pay to win or not, to be honest. I don't. Some of this stuff could be just like the basic items, so it's like at its smallest point, and you have to put magic inside of it. Some of them seem like they might be pre-made, and you can buy them outright and start beating the shit out of everybody in PvP. Can I read the world chat? I can, if you want me to. I can look at global. I don't know if I can see Titania here. I've got it turned on now if you want to say words. You can also whisper me if you have me via Steam. Why, are you running around as like the pickle character? Solenia from Rick and Morty? Really love that pickle episode. It's the best shit ever, if I'm honest. So let's go back through this waypoint. Let's go back to the Lion's Watch. Lion Eye Watch, I suppose I should say. Hey, there's 3 people watching on YouTube. Hey, everybody on YouTube, how you doing? I'm just enjoying playing a... What am I, a Marauder or something? Who's talking in chat? There's... I don't know, if you're trying to talk in the global chat, Zell, I probably won't be able to see it. So I'm just going to turn that back off, because it's a little distracting. But let's see what this lady says, and I'll try to get one of these other devices working.
I'd almost stopped believing in miracles. This medicine chest.
Let's see, this is working fine. I've got Microsoft Mixer on this one.
Wraeclast than merely suffer. I've not much to offer in return, but please, take something and thanks for what you've done.
Alright, so that lady, for our efforts, is going to give us a wonderful life flask to make us even juicier. And you can actually get flasks that have special effects, too. Like, they can make you run faster, they can make you jump, they can give you, like, a magic shield over your body. It's great. So let's see, Larry Chupacabra on Mixer. I like how Mixer can't detect things unless you've got, like, I don't know, proper 100% accurate spelling.
Oh, well.
So,
okay, what does Bestel say?
Shaky hands druggery. Nicely done. Nessa will put it to good use. More than that benumbed quack Octa never did.
Okay, so we went to this guy's boat to get that medicine chest from his ship. I remember now. And this guy here, Tarkley, who is just a dude with a bow, should give us our next mission.
You willing? There's a pool near the Mudflats needs investigating.
Who's here in the chats? Scouty.
That's not the worst of it.
Scouty Sway. Hey, Scouty, how you doing?
Animals don't rise up.
I'm dropping phones, is what I'm
So
doing.
if they aren't raising themselves, what's doing it for them?
Yeah, I'm just playing some Path of Exile and enjoying the newness of it, because they've been revamping this game slowly. And the new expansion is going to be adding a boatload of new story to the game, like 6 new acts. I think right now we've got, the original was like 4, maybe 5, and then add on like a whole nother hand plus an extra digit, and that's how many acts we're gonna eventually play through. What's up, Tenley? Okay, that's my sister. I'm streaming at her place here today. It is her birthday, so if you guys want to wish her happy birthday, I will pass that along to her. And we're going to go up to the fetid pool. So basically, up on top of this environment, up on the Mudflats, there's these moa, weird-looking kind of kiwi birds, these things, and something up here is bringing them back to life. I guess normally the magic of this area doesn't always bring the wildlife back to life, but essentially there's a necromancer up here. He's bringing stuff back to life and making them constantly go and invade town and try to kill the exiles. So he wants us to come up here, find him, and kill him. Now the other thing here is we found this natural magic in the middle of these nests here that has something to do with this area. So the first boss of this act is the first major boss is going to be a siren. And she is going to try and beguile us with her magic boobies. And we're not going to fall for it, because I, for one, know that she is actually made of nothing but a bunch of tentacles. So that's a ring. What's on the chat? Oh, I'm doing pretty good today, Scouty. I've just been relaxing. I came up here to help my sister with her creative stream. Over to the corner here, we're actually working on a Malthael cosplay. And I think when I get to the hour mark at about 5 o'clock my time, in about 30 minutes, I'll take a break to go get another cup of water. And I'll actually come back and I'll show you some of the sickles from Malthael. That's Malthael from Diablo that she's been working on, and I've been handling the camera stuff. We actually went to Comic-Con here in Colorado, Denver Comic-Con, as press recently. Because I have a YouTube channel, they gave me a press pass, and we got to do some interviews with some people. So that was kind of interesting. Did a few cosplay interviews. And I personally started doing EVA phone cosplay in order to start doing tutorials based on all of that stuff. Oh, that's a big gross one. So there's a bunch of little mini-boss dudes in here, too. And they all have aura effects, and the auras usually hurt. They hurt a lot. But that's fine. Nothing your pal Larry can't handle. Hey, we got a new follower on Mixer. Hungry for you. Well, hungry for you. I'm a little hungry. Because we're going to my sister's birthday dinner later today, and it's going to be great. We're going out to a hibachi grill. That should be pretty tasty. In fact, speak of the devil, she was just behind me again. And, yes. For her birthday, I got her an orchid. The orchid she wanted, she specifically requested an orchid that is diseased. Because a diseased orchid has a special kind of fungus that makes it look really cool. So here we have a one-handed mace that does elemental damage. I think I'm actually going to use that. So let's slot some of these red gems into this mace, pop it in here, and there we go. I'm going to dump that because there's really no value in it. Most of these items are not that valuable. Most of the items that do have a value in this game are actually the portal scroll. Can I zoom in and out? I can. I can zoom in and out, Hungry. And, so yeah, most of the most valuable items in this game are actually these trade goods. There's no gold. There's no, money like gold. It's all tradable materials that can be used to upgrade your stuff. So if I were to sell this axe, they'd give me, some of these materials. So why did you want me to zoom in, Hungry? Did you just want to see all the dead things that I've been accruing? Because I could play this game for a little while, a little zoomed in. But I try not to, because that makes me a little barfy. So I'm not going to do a terrible lot of that. Here's one of the other glyphs. Yeah, get me some of that. I don't really need any shoes right now. Oh yeah, this does a bunch more damage. That's the good stuff right there. I'll just swap people left and right. So this is basically just the area where these giant kind of kiwi bird looking dudes breed. But unfortunately, because of all the people that have been through here, we've basically killed all of them, and all that's really left are the zombified remains of all of those. Oh, you play on Xbox. I didn't know this was on Xbox. Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, it would make sense that a free-to-play game that's kind of popular, people like Microsoft would try to get to have it on their platform. Because, I mean, anymore, exclusive to, say, Xbox really means exclusive to the Windows platform in general, all of the Microsoft stuff. So that's kind of cool. What kind of character do you play on the Xbox? I see Scouty over here has been saying that this game looks kind of cool. Yeah, you should totally check it out. This game is for free. It's like Diablo, the original Diablo 2, but with better graphics and more interesting spells. I think you'd dig it. I really like the story of this game. That's the thing that really sold me on it the most. So I'm going to continue to bash these Roa. I guess I said Moa was their name, but I think that's the Warframe creatures. So we're just going to smoosh these guys real good. I don't need any chainmail. Hey, we got a level, which means I can start getting even more melee damage and melee attack speed. I think I want to go for this ability over here first, Born to Fight, which increases my attack speed, my accuracy, which is really big, and also a massive boost to my strength. And I'll get this extra glyph here. How many glyphs do I have? I have 3, 4? I got a lot of them, I can tell you that. Do I have any idea which direction I'm going to go with this character? Not really. I've never played a melee character in Path of Exile, Zelfido. But I can say that I'm definitely going to try and do something that can go toe-to-toe with a shield and a sword with a lot of the bosses, because I think that would be kind of cool. If that doesn't work, I'll try to do something that can do like dual-wielding maybe, or maybe something big and hefty, like a two-hander.
Black storms descend on us from the north. Unnatural tempests of rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing at our houses.
So here's more of this story that I was talking about before, where Calm came to this land, and they carved these stories on these rocks.
The wind carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams.
Yeah, the two-hander, Zell, that's what I'm talking about.
Around our resting minds. We try not to listen.
Oh, Scouty plays Warframe, eh? I play a Sarin Prime recently, and I play with my buddy Sheik a lot. I've been having a lot of fun with that frame.
Calm punishes those that quarrel, that steal, that murder. Yet still the nightmares goad us into malefaction.
So basically what this little piece of information is telling us is that the Karui in this world, the people that were invading this land to kill the old Roman Empire, or what was considered the Empire, they were being beset by evil magic, which was causing them to have unsettling nightmares. So basically, a long time ago, the ancient Atlantis civilization, something happened to them, and they disappeared. I can't remember the name of them, but they got wiped out, and whatever magic happened there left an evil presence in this land, and it causes these zombies, and causes just a whole bunch of evil shit to happen. So most people, except for those who are banished here, and those people seeking power, generally don't stay here. Like, this is not a good place to live, at all. Do I still play Hawken? I have not played Hawken since they nerfed all of the mechs that I played. I hear that they had a bunch of layoffs in that game, so I haven't been back. I might play it again now that I'm streaming. I might download it and see what all has changed. But I didn't like what they did with the game. I didn't like the talent changes. It made all the really fast mechs really overpowered. And while they're fun to play, I found it really boring. What else is in here? Recently, Scout-wise, has been playing Necros. Which was Necros? Was Necros the one that mind controls people and, like, brings the dead back to life? I only recently started playing again, so I'm not super familiar with all the characters. I do have a Frost Prime thanks to Twitch Prime, though, so that was kind of nice. What does this say? Zombies plus auras. Yeah, melee summoners are kind of neat sounding. I don't have any problem with those characters. I did a lot of zombie summoning with my witch. I had an army. The reason why I'm not going to do a lot of minions with this build is because minions really, really suck. And not like generally. Generally they're okay. You can use them pretty well. But the thing that I have a problem with is that those things, they get wiped out when you fight bosses. I'm trying to play this for the long term, and that doesn't always work out. And then Hungry for You says, I got to level 52. That's cool. I think that's around the area that my most recent character that I recorded did, before this character. I got through the part where you killed the beast, and that's where I stopped after that playthrough was over, because I did a video series where I played with my friends Blarg and Nephinox, and we talked about the lore a lot. And I think that was like level 40 plus-ish, around there. So that was a lot of fun. I haven't been past there yet. That's pretty much where I quit. Here's a bunch of glyphs to unlock the drowned path. I am looking for, not this path, this is the path for the next area. The submerged passage leads us inland. But what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for A, goodies, and B, I'm looking for this cave entrance. This one right over here, this back over there, that's going to lead me to the Necronomicon. I still talk to them occasionally. We don't hang out as often. Just been doing stuff on Discord. Yeah, I don't really hang out with those guys as much anymore. I still want to play Dungeon Defenders 2 with Nephinox. That'll be the next game that I probably play on this channel, is that. Because I like Dungeon Defenders 2 a lot. Dungeon Defenders 1 was good, don't get me wrong. There were some things about that game that were kind of bad, mostly because it was designed to be played on mobile, and then it was ported to all the other platforms where it got even more popular. But Dungeon Defenders 2 is meant to eventually be a free-to-play game, where you buy cosmetic items. I bought into the early beta version, and they gave me a bunch of premium currency in exchange. And that one's designed to be primarily played on PC. So that one's a whole heck of a lot better, in my opinion. Dauntless does look cool. I supposedly got into a Dauntless beta, but right now the only thing that you can get into is the Founders beta. I should email those people about getting access, because I think that will be really cool. Because Dauntless is essentially a Monster Hunter game that feels very open-ended with a lot of almost Stardew Valley-esque crafting and other sort of things. So this is going to be an area that I'm going to probably pre-clear most of the enemies before I even get to the boss. Because eventually I'm going to have to come back through this area and kill all of the Necromancer's leftover minions. He has a lot of... Look, he basically killed like a bus full of hockey players or something. And they just brought him in here to party with him. He's essentially the Ice King of this world, where he just kills people and brings them here to be his friends, because he gets lonely in here. And then he makes them tell him that he's like a cool guy, and he's got all these cool instruments that he doesn't know how to play. Still working towards that next talent in the talent tree. Oh, I'll totally play with you, Zell. I'd definitely be down to play some of that. So tell me, Scout. Can I call you Scouty? What does the name mean? Scout Swee. Is that from something? Oh, here's the Necromancer. Actually, he's just gonna walk right up to me, isn't he? So the Necromancer's annoying because he's just gonna constantly spam revive these undead dudes. So I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him until he's gone, and then I'll kill his minions. So I play, yeah, I was saying before, in Warframe, I play a Sarin Prime that has a flamethrower. I've got the Wraith Ignis, which is just the regular flamethrower that's got like a special extra range to it. And I'm currently working on maxing out that frame so I can do higher level stuff with my buddy Sheik, because I think that'll be a lot of fun. I understand that Sarin was recently kind of nerfed so that her AoE number 4 ability kind of sucks. But other than that, I think it looks pretty cool. Oh, maybe he's one of those jihadis you say, Zell, and I'm killing the 72 virgins? Could be. Could be. Will I play the new horror game? I will probably play Observer, because I could probably get a key for that from the developer. I was sent an email about that. I'll have to sign up for that to do that next week, in fact. I've not heard anything about that game. I do know that some friends of mine wanted it, and that's about it. It looks kind of like one of those, almost like a constant Orwellian state where you're being constantly observed kind of a shtick. But it should be cool when I eventually do get around to playing it. I do think so. Let's see here. Who else is saying the words? Well, came up with the name 4 years ago when I started playing TF2 and made a slang name for the Scout. So that's supposed to be like Scout Swift? Scout be nimble, Scout be swift, but don't jump on the Scout's head because you'll kill him instantly. Actually, that was a really weird thing when I was playing TF2. I always played a lot of the Demo Man, and I played a lot of the Pyromancer. Not the Pyromancer, but the Pyro. And is there a place to teleport back here? There should be a teleportation pad in this area. Where's my map? Do I have a map, like a regular map? Not really. Well, either or. I used to play a lot of those. I played Pyro mostly because I hated spies. I played against a lot of really good spies on my friend's clan server, and they pissed me off. So I would just go around spritzing the environment here and there with the weapon to try and find all of them. And then, yeah, that was it. I was really a dick with the sticky grenades as the Demo Man. Just a complete asshole. I would sticky them underneath of, like, the lights on the roof or behind furniture so that when someone came around the corner, boom, dead. So I was the biggest asshole that you would ever play against on the defense side of things. I guess I could go into the Drowned Passage, but I think I'll just go back for right now. And Zell says that he thinks that, if he remembers correctly, on the Marauder, the ground slam was particularly powerful. It probably is. I've never played melee, like I was saying. The closest I've come is I've played a magic scion that kind of had some melee abilities. But other than that, no. So I'll have to try it out, because I have lots and lots of spell slots available. So let me actually pause my... Can I even pause the stream on... Nope, I can't. On the Twitch app. That's weird. So, anywho... they changed the layout of this Lion's Watch. It used to be the teleporter stood on a little precipice, and then you could teleport from there. And then there was a walkway up to that side path over there. Now they have it so that you can come into town via portal, because you have town scrolls in this game, like you did in Diablo. And then you can either walk in here or just go straight to this teleporter to go into a deeper part of the game. So, who did I need to talk to? This guy? Yeah, this guy.
Now that you've drained that passage, best I warn you. I was running down a wounded road.
Yes, I do play all the asshole games and characters, Zell. Sarin is really fun in Warframe because she poisons people with, like, space aids and then, you know, spreads it everywhere. That's, like, the definition of, like, a space douche. And then, you know, I don't know from there. Hungry, you've been awfully silent lately. What are you up to over on Mixer? Since I'm co-streaming this to multiple different locations. What is this? Summons Fiery Elemental Shield, providing additional armor for short duration. If it absorbs enough, it explodes. Ancestral Protector. Summons an Ancestor Totem which will attack enemies with melee strikes. I don't really like the totems in this game. Like I said before, anything that counts as a minion, I just am not a fan of. Let's get the Molten Shell. The Molten Shell is probably going to be the Moxie for me.
Just the one, was it? Guess the bastard got a bit lonely, decided to make himself some pets.
Yeah, so Zell's saying that I played Teemo in League. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Alright, later, Scout, I'll catch you on the flip side. So that's a Book of Regrets.
Traveled inland on the Emperor's Road via Prisoner's Gate. Had to skirt around accidents.
Have a good one, Scouty.
Hold fast of Brutus the Warden. Bloody treacherous trick.
Alright. But yeah, Zell was just bringing up the fact that I played Teemo in League, and I would play in Magic so that my mushrooms would kill everybody. In Heroes of the Storm, I play invisible a-hole characters, or the Crabman, who can steal wins from the enemy team. Oh, it's really a lot of douchiness.
Find us a way past or through Brutus, and you'll have more than a few.
So now this guy's asking me to find my way inland and try to find a pathway to some sort of safer area. Because it's not very safe here with all of these monsters. So Nessa, what do you got for gems? Double strike, dual strike. Some of these actually require a fair amount of dexterity to get to work, and I'm not so keen on that. Molten Strike, I already have. Cleave, Infernal Blow. Hits the enemy, converting some of your physical damage to fire damage. If the enemy dies soon... Do I already have this? What is this one? Heavy Strike. That could be interesting. Ground Slam. 93% damage, and it does it as AoE. Let's do it. Let's buy that, put it in my shield. Is this other shield better? This one's got 12 evasion, 25% block. This one's got 22. But it does have elemental resist. Fuck it. Let's just sell it to this lady. Can I not sell you shit? Do you not buy things? Could be. Ooh, I could have a weird burlap sack for a mask. That sounds good to me, actually. Can I sell you stuff? Yes. One of the things I don't like in this game is I think to get around copyright, they don't let you directly sell things, which is kind of awkward and annoying. Wait, was this better? This is better. Yeah, that's better than what I've got. Let's equip that in a minute. Let's sell these shoes, because those are caster shoes. This is a bad mace. I don't really use magical fist weapons. I'm not going to look like a burlap sack rapist. I don't use machetes because I'm not a Viking yet. I'm working on it. Don't you worry. Aren't I going to identify my... Not if they're not the right kind. I'm only going to identify the ones that are for me. Like, I'm going to identify the tribal club, and I'm going to identify the chest plate. I'm not going to waste money on the rest of them. For the most part. Unless I think they might be good for me. I just don't care all that much. Unless they changed how the money works. Because it used to be you'd identify something and it would be worth less than the item you used to identify it. So I usually don't bother anymore. So let's identify my club. Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. Increases my stun threshold. And then let's check out this. Yeah, this is a nice... That's a really nice armor chest piece. This is 31 armor. This is 68. That's a big difference. That's huge. Yeah, I mean, that's about all I got. I'm going to beat stuff to death with a club. And then I'm going to use this Book of Ancient Regrets. So I've got 2 respec points, which should be good. I'm going to dump all of my stash items. Hello, what's this? Heavy blows. Living stone strides across the field. Each step makes the earth and rattles the soul. You will defeat Gins while wearing Craghead. I don't know what this is. What are these items? These are just weird. Are these gems? Right-click to add this prophecy to your character. storm of stone stops when the last of the limbs are severed and blood flows no more. You will defeat Hammerstorm while wielding Limb Split. I don't know what that means. And I also have a belt from another playthrough in here. Huh. Weird. I don't remember any of that, so whatever. Let's sell you my shit. I don't need any of this. And then we'll dump the rest of this in here. Oh, this is the guild stash. Oh, that's right, I'm in a guild. That's not mine. Oh, okay. So that explains that. Let's put this in here. Was there a button to quickly dump stuff? There it is. I'm going to hang on to the Scroll of Wisdom. Those will go in the corner. I'm going to hang on to the Scroll of Town Portal. The rest of those items are used to improve items or to remove improvements or to change the stats around. Basically, you get little pieces of these items and they make bigger items, and then those pieces make even bigger items, and eventually you get to really high-level, expensive stuff that can turn you into a miniature god. A lot of fun stuff in this game. There's a lot of depth. Like, you can really get lost in this game. Oh yeah, I'm going to go clubbing seals, Zell. Just you wait. It's going to be great. Let me tab out to see what my stats are doing. I think I'm doing stuff on Periscope. I have no idea how Periscope really works. 2 people are watching the Periscope video, so I appreciate you guys on Periscope dropping by. I can't really see what you're doing on Periscope, so I apologize. I, again, am using a tool to multi-stream all at the same time, so it's a little bit wibbly-wobbly when I try to communicate with people. There's a couple people watching on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, guys and or gals. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're going to go back up to the coast, and we're going to try... There's supposed to be... I could have sworn there was a Mudflats teleport, but there might not be anymore. It's hard to say. And I'll show you guys in a minute what I'm doing to stream. I've got like 3 devices that I'm looking at the stream via, but hold on. I'm actually going to mute my microphone. I'm going to go get another drink, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. That's better. If anyone's curious, I actually have a wireless microphone that I was intending to use for something completely different. And it works for this, because I can move around and don't have to worry about my head position all that much. Hey, it's Peterson. Hey Peterson, how you doing? I'm playing some Path of Exile. It's a free-to-play game. It's available on Steam and apparently also on Xbox. Hungry for You was just telling me that he plays this on Xbox and he gets it. He's got a level 52 character. Who's coming on the 24th? Somebody coming on the 24th? You should really put some towels down if you're coming all over the place. I've got my thing turned on. Let's see here. What was I doing? I was going to go back through the drowned passage, I think. So let's teleport back to the coast, and we'll go up to the Mudflats. Yeah, Eero, what are you talking about on the 24th? Yes, it should look a lot like Diablo because it's based... I think it's inspired very heavily by Diablo, but it has a number of particular differences. One of the main differences is my character personally has 0 magic. All of my magic comes from these gems that I slot into my weaponry and my armor. They're what's known as... Who's talking? Who is this? It's a whisper. Who is... Oh, is this... Is this one of the people I know? Probably is. Where's my social tab? I can't even remember what all the buttons are. The menu. Social screen. Is this... Oh, that's Nephinox. Oh, hello, Neph. Let's... How do I talk directly to Neph? Whisper. I'm streaming, Neph. What's up, Mr. Nephinox? Yes, it is definitely Diablo mixed with a bit of RuneScape. I can see that reference. It's got a bunch of different things story-wise, and you can have a bunch of cool... It's like Diablo 2 Plus, is how I would describe it. It's like Diablo 2 with better graphics and a lot more stuff going on. I was just telling them that we should do Dungeon Defenders 2 sometime. He lives in Cali. He's a chef person. The game is coming on the 24th. Okay. Oh, PoE on something. I'm looking at so many chats at the same time. It's making my brain hurt. And, yeah. For anyone curious, I'm streaming to 4 places at once today. I'm streaming to Periscope, to Twitch, to YouTube, and to Mixer. I literally have 3... I got 2 phones and a tablet open to read all of this nonsense. And Zell Fido asks, what am I still covering myself in bacon grease to celebrate my awesomeness? Of course I am. That's what bacon grease is for. It's for tribal victories over peasants online. So now we're underground. This is a underwater passage that is inhabited by an evil sorceress. Sorceress in quotations is probably the best way to describe that. She's an enchantress that isn't human. She lures men and women alike down here with their deepest carnal desires, and then she kills them and eats them. That's basically all there is to it. What was my ground slam ability? Okay, so ground slam is W, and that punches spikes out in all directions. That's going to be pretty cool to use in a minute. Alright, let's try to use that some more. Yeah, that's the stuff. Let's smash and slam and get lava and spikes going everywhere. It's going to be crazy. So yeah, thanks for joining us, Eero, on Mixer. Good to have you on board. You didn't follow yet, though. What's the deal, man? Larry not a cool enough Chupacabra for you? I know you probably want me to, like, eat a goat on stream, but that's not really what I do. I'm a modern Chupacabra. I'm a city Chupacabra. I like my sheep's blood and my goat's blood from a carton that I get at the grocery store. We're a little bit more refined these days. And if anyone's interested, you can definitely get this game for freezies for PC. I guess it's also coming out on the Xbox, or is on the Xbox, and it's coming out on another platform. I think it's a lot of fun, and if you want like a Diablo experience and you don't want to spend any money, it's a great way to do it. Although if you do like this game enough and you play it enough, it's reasonable to say that you should totally buy it. Well, not buy it, but pay for something in the game, like a cosmetic item or something, because it's a lot of fun. There we go. Welcome aboard, Eero. Thanks for following.
Yes, I call you.
Oh, there's a
warrior.
guy down there, an armor
Your eyes
master.
have already
This is one of those
swept your
random events
surroundings,
that can happen.
identifying threats and escape routes.
Alright, cool.
There is anticipation in your stance. Deadly focus in the easy.
I mean, it's not satanic, Peterson,
Yours
over
is
on
an act of
YouTube.
fighting
It's just
every
what
beast.
the Chupacabra does. The Chupacabra literally, the word Chupacabra literally translates directly
In that
to
haunted
goat
place
sucker.
there, a
It's
coward
supposed to be like a
spiritual
jackal
virtue.
or some type of gremlin that lives in Central
More than 2
America,
centuries ago,
and it preys upon
fallen
livestock
beyond
and
battle.
drinks their blood.
Bring
In
him
all
to me,
likelihood, it's
so
probably
I may
based
return
upon
him to
someone's
his rightful
like
place.
wild animal or wild
It
dog
takes a
that
warrior
ate
to find
livestock.
a warrior.
But I literally get messages on places like Twitter where people link me articles like, "Are you proud of yourself?" And it's like a Chupacabra sighting where some farmer in the middle of the backwoods of Mexico claims that a Chupacabra ate her entire like thing of livestock or killed and ate them, when in reality it was probably just some asshole with a gun who blasted all of that stuff and then blamed it on something else. Okay, I forgot that I have to stay away from these totems in here. Oh, and at the end of my stream, the realm is restarting. Okay, good to know. That happens occasionally in these games. The game resets or the server restarts. But I'll be probably about done by then, so no biggie. What else do I know about Chupacabras? Not a lot. That's really the whole shtick with them, is they are animals that feed on other animals. They're kind of like the vampire bats, but they don't fly. This is the thing that's really annoying about these missions, these secondary missions that you can encounter, is they all involve these weird kind of mutators where things like these totems that I can't kill are in my pathway being obnoxious. Oh, blood in the store part? You know, Peterson, you can buy animal blood in the store. That's a normal thing. People from, like, places in Europe use it to make blood pudding and other foods. And those things are actually quite good. I rather like them, if I'm honest. There's nothing wrong with them. They're actually kind of tasty. They're a weird kind of metallic-y taste, though, depending on who cooks it and how they cook it. But there's certainly nothing wrong with it. And then, let's see. Hungry for You says ground slam and ice. Is that your recommendation for what's really good, or what? I could take either, to be honest. Like, I'm a fan of either or. Again, though, I don't play a lot of melee characters in this game, so this is a new experience for me. This is, I'm popping my melee cherry, as it were. There we go. I hate these little ground spitters. I hate them so much. They're really annoying because they constantly, first you have to break their shell, then you have to smash them, and then they just constantly keep shooting the shit out of you if you don't immediately kill them. So the first round, you break their shell off, they're like a crab, and then you gotta smash the pants off of them. Who else is here? Mr. J, been your sub since 200 subs, changed my name from Jenzabeb to, Naveed, how's it going, Naveed? Thanks for stopping by. I wondered where you went. So your new name is Mr. J. Alright, good to know. So Naveed is a longtime subscriber of my channel. Gave me a bunch of suggestions about content to make when I first started. Really appreciate you sticking around for the long haul, Naveed. It's very tricky to find somebody who's willing to hang out and give you the benefit of the doubt. Because, I mean, these platforms are rough to try and get started on. Especially, like, streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Because there's everybody and their grandma, every kid with a shitty $10 microphone thinks that they are the next great thing. And you just gotta try to compete. And just stick with it. So I gotta kill this guy. And once I kill him, I take his spirit back out of here with me as part of this mission. For some reason, that armorer uses, like, weird ancient magic that's made out of blood and everything, and it makes things a little awkward to try and get going. So, okay, now I have the spirit up on my head. I think he's sucking the juice out of my soul as we speak. So yeah, I'm doing streaming now, Naveed, as I'm sure you saw, every Tuesday and Thursday at about 4 o'clock my time. That's Mountain Standard Time. I think that's like 3 p.m. Cali time, and something like really late the other time, like, I don't know, probably 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. New York time, East Coast time, something like that. Oh, the freezing and blowing up thing. Yeah, I do want stuff that freezes. Are you talking about the crabs? Yeah, I hate it. I hate freezing in this game, because then it locks you in place, stuns you, makes it really easy to kill you. Do I suggest this game instead of Diablo? That's a fair question. I would recommend it as an option to Diablo. I wouldn't say it's any better or worse than Diablo. I'd say it's on the same measure. It's definitely longer than Diablo at this point, especially Diablo 2, and I would say it's a lot easier to get friends to play it with you because it's for the low, low price of absolutely free. Oh, apparently Zell's telling me that his son just threw his bowl of cereal at his older brother. Alright, well done. I mean, that's what kids do. There used to be a parent that used to hang out with us and go to, like, scouting events when I was in Boy Scouts. And he had, one of his adopted kids threw an entire, like, he got a big bowl, like a big salad bowl, filled it with all of our, like, cereal and some of the oatmeal packets that we had brought, and then he filled it with a bunch of milk and threw it at one of his siblings. And his father took him home, was super pissed off. So there's that.
A lost spirit
return. His wife came back and bought us like a bunch more cereal packets and stuff, because that was like our breakfast for the whole trip. He was pissed off at his kid for a good while. I don't think that guy and his kids didn't end up being a part of our scout trip for very long, and not long after that, I actually left that scout troop for another one across the state. Well, not really across the state, but a ways away. That was more convenient for their scheduling of when they go on outings for me to actually be able to do stuff. Because where I live right now, and where I went to high school and everything, there was nobody to do scouts with nearby. Oh yeah, so it's 6 o'clock East Coast time. Or is that East Coast where you're at? Peterson? Where are you in, like, East Coast or Central? Because here it's 5, so you might be like Central time. Ever since I started hanging out with more and more people who hang out in different time zones, I'm becoming more and more aware of the time differences and telling people exactly what time things are happening. Probably also in part because I do a lot of freelance design, pretty much all of it's freelance, and I work with people from all around the world. I've worked with people from, you know, California, people from Florida, people from Australia. I had one logo a couple years ago from a guy in New Zealand. It's interesting. So here we are. We've made it through part of this passage. We're not all the way through. We need to go through another area. How do I show that? Where's the map? There's like a proper map in here somewhere. Not that button. I can't remember. But there's this lady who guards this act, and she's an evil sorceress, and she needs to die. Euro says that Diablo 3 is not the good. I like and dislike Diablo 3 for different reasons. Yeah, okay, so Peterson is in Eastern Central, good to know. Should I put those times in my wall in my banner for the YouTube channel, like when I'm streaming? Probably. Wait. Oh, Zell, you live in Alaska? No kidding. What are you doing in Alaska, man? That's like the opposite extreme from Florida. Florida to Alaska. Do you just like going kitty corner in the country or what? The reason I like Diablo 3 is because once you've played through it and you've enjoyed it for what it is, you can go back and you can play it arcade style with your friends if you just want to throw down really quick, blast through the game, do some cool arcade stuff, and have a lot of fun for just an evening and then leave it alone for another few months. So I like the arcade aspect of it. I don't like how they changed the abilities and how you don't have a proper talent tree to pick from. Now you just unlock all of the abilities eventually, and I don't find that to be as much fun. So you moved to Alaska for work, Zell. What do? You still doing security? They just needed you up there, willing to pay to move you up there with the family? Because, I mean, part of the thing with some of those companies is they'll move you places because they can't get anyone to do it. And they'll pay you, you know, a king's ransom to put up with living in the edge of nowhere. Ooh, a portal scroll. Good, good, good. A lot of people still don't understand how timelines work. I agree, Peterson. It's actually really hard to stream onto YouTube. It is very complex. So you can go to gaming.youtube.com and you can see a live show of all of the people streaming what game, where, when, and why. But it's really hard if you're using the regular side of YouTube and you're not trying to use the gaming side, which honestly not a lot of people seem to do. Your videos show up as like the most recent video when you're streaming. And then once it's done, it gets turned into a regular video. I like that second part where they get turned into a regular video, but they really need to make it so that you have a tab on your YouTube channel where people can always expect to find your stream, they can find information about your streaming times, and they can coordinate when to hang out with you. Otherwise, it's just a confusing mess, and I end up having to publish videos telling people what I'm doing and when in order to try and stave off the confusion. And then I have to publish another video and try to tell people one by one when I change my schedule. So I think that might be a good idea to put that up in my YouTube banner or something. Oh, Euro lives in Italy. Well, it's nice to have an Italian gentleman around, or possibly an Italian lady. How are things over in Italy right now? I don't know too much news. I think the last piece of news I heard about Italy was back when they had that cruise ship captain plow the cruise ship into the shore and then run off for whatever reason. Okay, I got a two-handed sword now, so I can play around with two-handing if I really want to. Let's do that. I need room for my equipment, though, so let's go back to town and let's sort through all of this junk. I still have about 45 minutes of playtime, or until the server restarts. Peterson is telling me how he does YouTube streaming directly from his PS4. Does that work pretty well? Do you need a special microphone for that? I do have a headset specifically for my PS4 that plugs into the controller, but I haven't really tested it that well yet. That would be kind of interesting. You work for Vecco. I don't know who Vecco is, Zell. You'll have to inform me. I'm not up on my companies that take you to Alaska.
Still composing that poem about you.
So, hold on. What do I need to do here? One of these is probably better armor. I'm currently enjoying a 68 armor chest plate. Some of these other items might actually be pretty good. So that piece is not. Neither is this piece. This is actually a Warcaster piece. But I can't wear it because my character's too dumb. I don't have any dexterity, so I can't use that weapon. This mace might be pretty good. This is basically like the mace I already have, but with different stats. I'm gonna keep mine because it's got better stuff.
Yes?
Let's talk to this lady. So what does Peterson say? Yeah, you need to have a VR camera and any mic. It's kind of buggy sometimes, though. So here's the thing. I'm not going to buy a VR camera for PS4 because I own a VR camera for the Oculus. So I'm pretty much already got the only... I mean, I'm not opposed to VR, and if I can manage to get Sony to send me one for free, I'll do that till the cows come home. But VR in general is just honestly not good to throw money at it yet. Just honestly, it's not. It's really good, don't get me wrong. I think it's gotten a lot better, but it doesn't really have one particular thing that really sells the whole deal. Wow, that's a really good piece. Okay, I'll take that all day. Give me that gem back. Let's slap that into, oh, I don't know, my shield? Oh, shit. I can't use this sword because I don't have any slots for those gems. Well, poo. Poo on you. Well, that means we're going to dual wield, isn't it? We're going to slot this one here, and we're going to put this one here. Which one's left? Molten Strike? Molten Strike can stay in my inventory. I'll hang on to it and mess around with it later. I'm going to sell these snooty booties, though. Yeah, the VR helmet doesn't come with the... Really? How do you use the VR helmet without the camera? That's confusing. Oh, the oil corporation. Okay. So you're like my uncle. My uncle runs the the processing plant for oil in North Dakota. My family has oil wells up there. Euro says, is SAC no jabs? Oh, it sucks because there's no jobs. Really? I didn't know that about Italy. What kind of job are you looking for? Do you want to be like a graphic designer? Do you just want to like get any job? What kind of thing are you into? And then Hungry For You says they're in California. Yeah, I don't know. I don't trust Sony's VR experience nearly enough to give them money for that. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to sell this shield because the shield's actually kind of shitty. And then some of this stuff I could probably leave in town, but it's fine.
Goodbye.
So now I can dual wield. This should be actually kind of interesting. Let's see how this works. And now we're even more powerful. Yeah, born to fight. We're a real man's man now, folks. Just you flip and wait. Yeah, Zell's an operations manager now. So how did you end up getting into oil? You were in security before. I mean, it could be a natural leap, or you could have just said, I have experience in this sort of management field. Oil is an industry that's not going anywhere, certainly. So I could see that. I know that the oil industry, if I really wanted to, back when the oil boom was still going on, there was the potential to become a graphic designer for some of the people that work up north, but then the oil craze fell apart, so I didn't really pursue that. But I really thought about marketing myself specifically to people that worked up in the oil fields. Because there was a lot of businesses getting started up there where people were working in the oil fields and also trying to make some money on the side with a side business. I work from home as a graphic designer. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've had some really asshole clients before, so it is what it is. That comes with the territory. So, yeah. Oh, Peterson says that the whole VR system for Sony is kind of like selling a console without the controller. So what do you get when you buy the VR helmet from Sony? Clearly you're not getting everything. So do you get like the little VR controllers? Because for the $400, $500-ish asking price for the Oculus, I basically got that plus the little handheld joysticks that I'm going to have to make some videos about soon. Because I've gone a long time without making a video about a VR game. So I'll have to put that on my... Actually, I'm going to take my other webcam back home with me this weekend. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make another VR video. Yeah, I don't know. VR, it's very early. People are really trying to say that it's the next generation and that you should hop on board now. But unless you're one of those people who's almost always an early adopter, there's really no reason. So you just get the helmet and the controller. Do they work without the camera? Like, I thought you needed the camera to detect the lights, or is that just a sensor that comes with them? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how does it detect you?
The earth of Wraeclast rejects the dead. The black spirit of storm and dream now reaches into the ground and raises up our
Alright, talk to you later,
slain
Zell. You go lurk about on
It
your
leads
friend's
the
stream, and
fallen
I'll
from
see
their
you in the
graves
future. I'm
and drives
Tuesdays
them
and
to fight us
Thursdays,
beyond the end,
same time.
rotted tooth and jagged nail. Our own remembered have joined their cursed ranks. No longer may we give our beloved to the birds, messengers of spirit to the sky, conveyors of flesh to the earth. Calm has commanded us to destroy our remembered with axe.
Okay, so Peterson's telling me that you have to buy the camera separately, but they don't work without
willing
it.
to bear the ire of the
So why make them
ancestors
separate?
for the
That's so weird.
survival of his people.
So Euro is telling me that he loves to cook all kinds of food. Well, I also, I'm not a professional chef, but I enjoy cooking myself. I like to concoct new recipes for myself, mainly because my nose doesn't work anymore. I banged my head and have plates in my head, and that destroyed my sense of smell. And one of the side effects is that that drastically affects my ability to taste things. So I have to make my own flavors, and it usually involves using way more spices than a normal human being can tolerate, and it'll kind of make them sick. So I have to be careful. So I've learned to cook for myself, and I've also learned to cook for myself plus other people in a way that I can taste it, and it doesn't destroy other people's taste buds with too much spices. But that's really cool. Do you want to be a chef, or do you want to be something... Like, I know my friend Nephinox, he wants to be a food scientist, where he concocts new recipes for big-time businesses. He's been looking for a job in a kitchen doing that. That's a little bit more specialized, but if you just kind of want to work in the food industry, I mean, that's kind of cool. I've never done that. I do understand that depending on where you work, it can be a very thankless job working as a chef in a restaurant or something. But if you could be like a private chef, where you work for a private individual, oh shit, I'm about to die, where you work for a private individual, that stuff can be very rewarding and very cool, and you can get a lot of really cool clients from, like, I don't know, celebrities. I'm not familiar with Italian celebrities, but that all sounds really neat to me. You can also meet celebrities if, you know, you're press, like Larry. I'm working up to that. Just became press for the local Comic-Con. So I'm hoping to do all that sort of stuff. So what do you mean, the sack? Did you mean you got sacked from being a chef? That's too bad if that's the case. What does Peterson say? I guess, so Peterson's saying that the camera itself costs 120 bucks, so it's like a really expensive webcam from like Logitech. I'm going to say the plan with Sony is to do one of two things. They're probably trying to make it seem like they're offering you something better, like a cheaper price for the whole deal. How much is it, all of it together, Peterson? Because I'm guessing they're probably trying to play like mind games with people and make it seem like the whole thing is actually relatively cheap, when in reality, what is this thing? This is like a weird, this is like some weird god creature. Come here, I'm gonna kill your ass. Alright, this guy's beating me up a little bit. Let's see, what is he? Immune to damage. So what do I have to do, kill your friends? What the hell is this thing? I can't seem to kill it, so I guess I have to ignore it and kill all of his minions? Is that what I do? What are you? Okay, you're spawning stuff. You're spawning cannibals. And as I do this, are you getting damaged? Okay. So that's new. That's a new kind of mob to run into. One that you can't kill directly, that you have to kite around their minions and deal damage to them so that they reset and then they just explode. Okay, I mean, it's not the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I think I'm going to go down here. I want to become as tanky as possible with this character, but I want to be a little castery. Alright, are you taking off, Euro? Well, it's nice talking to you. Have a good one. It's about $60 now. So about $460. So that's still cheaper than the Oculus, but I don't know that if it's as powerful as the Oculus. But, you know, whatever. I mean, to each their own, essentially. Was anybody talking to me on Periscope? I got a bunch of likes, so whoever's watching, hi. Let me check Twitter. Maybe you're talking to me on Twitter. If you guys are watching on Periscope, tweet at me. I want to know who you are. I want you to ask me questions. I want to talk with you. Because I think it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, Periscope's interesting. I get a warning when I stream to Periscope that says that I am exceeding the recommended bandwidth. But I haven't received a warning. It says that you can go over 2,000 kilobits per second, or kilobytes? One of those. It doesn't say what the limit is. That's the thing I don't know. Hungry for You has been cutting meat for 35 years, ready to retire and play games. Okay, that's cool. What do you cut? Do you work as a butcher, or like what do you do? I'm a little curious now. You've piqued my interest. What does one do for cutting meat? Like, I don't think serial killing pays, you know, checks every month or every week, however you get paid. So I would say maybe butcher. You could also be somebody who works in a deli. There's all kinds of jobs that involve cutting meat. You could also be a surgeon. Some of those people call themselves sawbones, which I thought was kind of a very endearing name for a surgeon, somebody who carves people up for a living. It's not as charming as, say, you know, a lifesaver, but it's got a certain amount of charm to it. I'll get me some iron ring. Yeah, the Oculus, I think, does have less bugs. I can say that the device that I get the least sick is actually the Vive. And the most advanced, just sheer amount of technology-wise, I think is possibly the Vive. It's pretty comparable to the Oculus. I don't own a Vive because it's more expensive. I do own the entire Oculus kit because it seems to have the widest array of games. And if you have a game for the Vive, it most likely works just fine for the Oculus and vice versa through some questionable modding. But yeah, good to know that you've got a VR set for your PlayStation, Peterson. I was always very curious about that. So it'll be good to know your opinions on different VR games that have a version available for PlayStation. So yeah, keep me informed on that. I'm quite curious how those play out. Hungry for You says, I've been working with cows and pigs. Okay. So do you work in a slaughterhouse or just a regular old meat processing spot? I've never actually met someone who works in any of the above, so I'm curious as to what stories you can tell. Ooh, we got a lot of goat men. Gotta get that goatsy in the morning. Gotta get that goatsy, girl. Get it. Get it in you. All right, there we go. Delicious. Smack you around. So, interesting thing, like I was talking about Periscope before. Oh, is there another blue magic dude up here? There is. Look at all these people. Holy shit. Okay, I gotta kill these fast. Gotta kill fast. Gotta get my magic murder shield back. Gotta re-equip some magic. Okay, so these are just a thing now. These are just weird little demon creatures that can't be killed in the traditional way. And they'll continue to spawn things until I or they are dead. Well, that's poopy. Let's kill some of his minions so I don't get overwhelmed. Geez, something is like running up my butt and doing a boatload of damage. Okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, because I'm doing melee, I'm a lot tankier. So I'm not as worried about sudden spikes of damage suddenly kicking my ass. So here's a goat man. Is he almost dead? I hope so. This is just kind of obnoxious after a certain point. Here's the Skeletrons. I mean, the one thing I can always say about Path of Exile, if you're interested in playing it, is that this game is always trying to add new and interesting types of characters and creatures that you can play as, or play against, not as. So there's always some new type of enemy that will confound you, so to speak. What is this? Lionized Standard. This is like 1,000-year-old standard. The Lion's Eye General dude died a long-ass time ago. Oh shit, there's a bunch of skeletons up there. Oh, you work in the meat department at Albertsons or something like that. Okay. I've met a lot, like when I go to the store, there is one guy that I always talk to when I want to get some lunch meat to make sandwiches. I find that the people that work in the meat department or the deli department of a lot of those stores are very nice. So always nice to meet somebody from an interesting background for jobs. I've had a lot of friends that have worked in stores like that over time, but I think you're the first one that's ever been in like a proper department that I've talked with about that. So very cool. Oh, Peterson, I was telling you that I'm curious about how a lot of that PS4 virtual reality stuff works. So, you know, when you play a game or something, let me know. I'm curious as to if it works pretty well, if it doesn't, because this is pertinent information for me as a games reviewer man. So let's kill some more goats. How am I doing on people? Actually, quite a few people were watching on Periscope earlier. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Although it looks like my bitrate is kind of taking a dump on Periscope. I don't really have much to do about that. Nothing really I can fix for that. Let's make sure I'm not getting killed in the game. I'm gonna have to look up more places to stream to, because I think it's kind of cool. Like this... Oh, it's this guy again, the Armor Master. Okay, we could do the Armor Master again.
You are a welcome sight, warrior.
But,
Spirit has reached out to me.
What was I saying? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of places you can stream to, and with Restream, you can stream to one of each without actually having to spend any money. And then if you want some fancier features, like automatic transcoding for optimal features, then you can pay like $4 a month. Which is definitely reasonable, I feel, for the services that they offer. I was actually surprised that they're willing to stream to so many places without charging you or throttling you or changing how things work. I was definitely not expecting a bit of that. I'm used to so many free services trying to wring as much money out of you every 2 inches. That's just a breath of fresh air when they're not trying to screw you over immediately. So let's kill these crabs. Oh, don't try to sock me in, you little bastards. Get out of here. That's enough out of you. Get out of here, Timmy, with your weird crab claws. Trying to get them all over my body with make their clicky-clacky sounds on the sand. How dare you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the biggest thing with these sand crawlers is that they squirt stuff on you. They're very rude that way. So Peterson says, Rush of Blood is like the only one that looks nice. It's a roller coaster arcade-style shooter, but it's also a sequel to Until Dawn. I also heard that Psychonauts and the Rhombus of Ruin is pretty good. None of them seem to be worth $60, though. Yeah, I've run into that problem. Like, there's a lot of games that seem fun, but not, like, full $60 fun. There's actually a shit ton of games I would describe that way. Like, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is a one where it's like, the game feels kind of fun, but at the same time, I don't know that it's like, pay that full $30 fun. That's more of like, I give you $10 and I'll play it for half an hour and maybe get sick of it kind of fun. It has promise, but it needs fixing. Because again, as somebody that plays with a trackball mouse, if your game artificially slows my mouse down, I automatically have a certain amount of dislike for you. And yes, I do play with a trackball. I have a lot of fun with this thing. I've used them since the 90s, since I first touched a computer. They're pretty tasty, I will say. Who else is saying the words? Nobody yet. Oh, here's a boss. So basically, that siren lady that I'm eventually going to kill in this area, one of these, like, underground caves, looks a lot like these dudes. Except way more powerful, and she makes herself look like a woman until you kill her. And then she's just a pile of tentacles with a toothy vagina. So it's not as fun as it might seem initially, like you're having sex like with a weird mermaid. Nope. Just an evil, toothy vagina that lures people to their death, making them think that they're going to get riches and fortune or have sex with a pretty lady, and then she kills them, rapes them, and eats them. So let's kill this thing. Oh, this thing just has, like, rapid fire. Okay. So let's just use my shield to smack this thing real good. That was actually the quickest boss to kill yet. Nothing particularly good for items, though. I might have to, in the future, start a character off-screen and get back to this point wherever we stop off. Just so that we can... Ooh, a mana flask. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Just so that we can have more item drops, because I think at higher difficulties, you get more swag. So what else we got? Sounds like a list of stages in Dante's Inferno. Yeah, I would agree with that. Games that tick you off slowly over time. I need some more beverage. Something they definitely don't tell you when you stream for a really long time, even with a very short break, is that it's really rough on the vocal cords. Like, once I'm done here, I'm not going to really sound terribly hoarse, but I'm definitely going to feel a little raw in my throat for a little while, because I'm not used to recording for this much, or even streaming for this long all at once. Usually I stream for, like, I'll record like an hour sometimes if I'm doing like a Lounging with Larry video on YouTube. But other than that, no, this is new for me. It's a new experience. Oh, you meant the vagina part. Oh, well, that's understandable. Yep, the toothy vagina. That's actually the 10th circle of hell, is just a bunch of toothy vaginas. Or if you're gay, it's a bunch of toothy buttholes. Or if you're a lesbian, I would say it's probably, I don't know, something that bites your tongue when you get all up in that clam. For women, it's probably a toothy penis. That's what the 10th circle of hell is. It's the genital of your choice with teeth. What's your deal? You're fancy looking. Iron Point the Forsaken. Well, you're dead, so that takes care of that problem. Let's listen to this story here. This is like almost the last story for Calm of the Kurui.
The black spirit infects living flesh and bone. The animals suffered first. Their bodies changed. Their eyes filled with a hatred of mankind that is beyond instinct. Now it is we who must bend and bow like
I really like the story of this game too. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of mystery. That's the sort of thing I get into.
This day. The firstborn of the kingdom of Calm.
Oh, what, Peterson? You didn't like the toothy everything? Come on now, let's be honest here. We're equal opportunity teeth.
What have we done?
That's how the good nightmares happen.
We look to Calm. Our king will lay the spirit of this land at peace.
Oh, for Christian Templars, the horror was evil vaginas and corrupted babies. What is a baby gonna do? Like, that's a fair question. What is a baby gonna do to you? Like in Dead Space, for example, babies would get tentacles and they'd fire spikes at you that could do a lot of damage to you and hurt quite a bit. But in regular Christian Dante's Inferno, I haven't read the whole thing. I've read parts of it for one of my... What the fuck is this thing? You're the fawn, huh? Well, you can piss right off, sir. Oh, this guy's a push-up. Come here. I'll beat the shit out of you. That's right. Get out of here, Mr. Fawn. Taking you downtown. Oh, you had a person locked up in a cage. Well, look at you, fancy boy. Let's get rid of this kite shield. I'm not going to mess with that. Oh, the babies had claws. Okay. There was some interesting stuff in that game. Shit, what was the name of it? There was that game about going to hell that I played recently, the Kickstarter for it. I can't really remember off the top of my head. And they had babies in there that would explode or would mutate and try to eat you. That was a thing. So we got a rusted spike for a weapon here. I can't really dump anything for this, but that's fine. Let's talk to this lady, then we'll figure out loot.
Thank you for free.
Alright, she's thanking us. Well, you know, I like blowjobs, Navali. You are a lady, I'm a man alone in this horrifying zombie-infested island. I like a little tender love and care.
We will meet again in town, and then I will help you illuminate.
Okay, so she's gonna help us. She's probably gonna sell us shit. Alright, that's nice. Let's get the scrap pieces, because these are the money for the game. And then let's open up a town scroll, and let's go back and see what's up. Oh, that's like the little babies and the little children from Dead Space 2. Those were really annoying enemies. Like, they would fuck you right up. Don't fuck with those things. The Binding of Isaac is one long story about a bunch of killer babies. Those are supposed to be, like, all of the creatures in the basement with you in the Binding of Isaac are supposed to be a bunch of your aborted siblings that your mother has killed over the years. So here's this lady. She's new.
Is it choice that carries
Is it
you
choice
here?
that carries you here, or is it fate, Larry? I see a need in you. Yeah, it's this need. A need to peer into your future. I need to follow the right path, but your future has already been cast. So open your mind and embrace it.
So open your mind.
Okay. Are you trying to set me up with your cousin? Long ago, my people called me a Hatungo, a wise woman. Now they call me a revenant. But it is not my fate to return to the mother of death just yet. For now, I stand with one foot in this world and one foot in the grave. I'm an inquirer. Actually, I don't need to read this. She's talking, aren't you? Have I played through this game? Yes, I have played through the first half. They just released an expansion for this, Hungry, and it basically doubled the size of the game.
But you seek more than answers. Riches, power.
So this lady's gonna give me gifts of and answer my questions, but she seeks more than riches and power, and she can provide all of those wonderful answers. Splendid, splendid.
The future is mine to tell, but yours to claim. It is time.
Multiple platinums in one game. Are you talking about platinums for sales, Peterson, or what? Oh, this is where that prophecy stuff happens. Oh, okay. So these are the challenges, lady. Alright, so she's offering me, like, secondary achievements. I'm going to sell you my items that I don't need. I do need these gloves, though. And that circlet, because that might be... Nope, that requires brain power. I'm a stupid warrior. I don't use claw weapons. I don't use dex weapons. I'm not going to use this sword, because it sucks now. This ring is not something I need. Neither is the cold resistance I'll keep. Physical damage I might keep. Nope, that's the same as I've already got. I'll dump that. And then there's a mysterious medium mana flask. Usually if something's mysterious, it's because it has a special effect. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I'm going to use that and sell this other one. What can I buy from you? Can I buy things? So what do these prophecies say? Return when you can pay the silver fee. Only then will your fate be known. Okay. How is the new stuff, Hungry, for you? Is it good? I haven't heard anything, because I literally just earlier I was talking to my friend Neff for the first time in like a month. Oh, PS4 trophies. I see. Well, the one fun thing, Peterson, about The Binding of Isaac is story-wise, all of that shit is just in his imagination when he's huddled in the basement of his mom's house, trying not to let her stab him to death. That's like the whole story. That's the whole shtick. I do more damage with my other weapons. I'm going to leave this sword in my stash in case I want to use it later. Let's replace this ring with this one. And then let's start dumping these items inside of here, because I don't need them at present. That's better. I've got nowhere to put Molten Strike for the most part. Because magic stuff for, like, the spellcasters tends to be blue. And the red slots tend to be in weapons and melee abilities. I don't think I've gotten any really major trophies worth mentioning on PS4. I don't really play it enough. I might in Horizon Zero Dawn. Loved the shit out of that game. So what's the Armorer doing? War will be the savior, huh?
We must take the fight to the corruption. We must conquer the Black Spirit. There is no other way. Where is my army, you ask? They are scattered across this land, oblivious to their calling. Exiles.
Alright, looks like the streaming's going well on places like Periscope, so very cool.
Only if we give them cause.
And this time I actually got the Mixer chat to work, so that's also pretty cool, because before, Mixer wants you to have like a different type of recorder, like XSplit, that can bring all the chat to your screen for you, so they have zero backend to actually show you a lot of this stuff, so I'm using the app unlogged in so I can see the chat. Oh, and Hungry For You says, the whole game is good. I never play the game. Do you mean you've never played the game? Have you played the game? Or you just haven't played the game very often? Oh, you get a dynamic theme for 100%ing Horizon Zero Dawn, Peterson says. Well, I'm definitely doing that then, because I want that. Oh, the Xbox beta, that's what you're talking about. I see. Well, you should definitely play through this game. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and if once it's free to play on Xbox, you can very easily convince all your friends to play it with you, because it's for the low price of pretty much free. I mean, you got some stuff you can buy, but everything else should be free. Although I'm sure you probably have to have, like, Xbox Gold, or whatever it is, the Xbox version of PS Pro, or PS Plus, whatever the hell it's called, in order to play. Yeah. That's all I got, really. Ah! Goatmen! No! I already had my goatsy today, you sons of bitches! Get out of here. Nobody ordered a proctology exam, you bastards. Okay, we need to enter the haunted area, find the Karui spirit, travel to the prisoner's gate. Did I not find that spirit in that dungeon over here? Did I just ignore it? I think I did. Oops. That happens. This game is full of stupid crap like that. Whoops. Okay. I'm all kinds of finger twisted today. Oh well, it happens. If I do have crossplay for Path of Exile, I would be down to play with some of you folks on Xbox if you'd like. I don't know if they do that. Most of the time, since this game has PvP in it, they probably won't enable crossplay, because for the highest levels of competitive, people with mouse and keyboard tend to outcompete people with a controller because they have more access to buttons, and the mouse tends to be a little bit more accurate than a joystick. But other than that, like, I don't have a lot of problem with it. They support it really well in, say, Rocket League. I think Rocket League does a really nice job. Oh shit, it's bringing all the things back to life. Well, piss off. I'm just gonna leave. Y'all motherfuckers can come back to life all you want. I'm just gonna leave. Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Bye, everybody. Enjoy being dead. Or kinda dead, kinda not. That's the other thing. All of these little side missions, they're a lot. Like, you can basically get into all of these different factions, and there's a bunch of them, like this armorer guy, and they give you different perks. Like, I think they give you access to different weapons and gems that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get. Okay, there we go. Done with you. Blah, blah, blah. Something about the spirits. Now I'm level 3 with his reputation, his faction. And if I get those guys high enough, one of those, I can actually purchase a secret hideout. And I can decorate it. Like I'm playing, I don't know, The Sims all of a sudden. Yeah, like, again, lots of depth to this game, but it's also, if you don't really have a lot of time, it can be really hard to explore a lot of the different concepts and stuff that you can do in the game. Are you for real? Are you serious? They have wheel skeletons from Dark Souls in here now. Oh, hell yes. Get over here, you wheelie bastards. I'm gonna kill the shit out of you. It started on Xbox 2001. Okay. Interesting. Here's the lower prison. Am I nearly out of here? I guess I am. Yeah, I'm supposed to go to the prisoner's gate. Alright, well, I think this is a pretty normal, pretty reasonable stopping point for today, guys. I'm going to find the next waypoint in here, and then I'm probably going to call her quits for right now. Because this is a long area, and there's a big nasty boss that I have to kill. But I appreciate everyone stopping by. Naveed, it was nice talking to you again. Peterson, nice to have you around. Zelfido, if you watch the VOD later, it was good to talk to you again. I haven't talked with you in forever. Hungry for you, thank you for being my second follower on Mixer. Mixer is an interesting platform. I'm sure not sure what I think about it. Euro, if you watch back on any of these VODs, thanks for showing up and telling me some cool things about Italy. And otherwise, it was nice having you guys and gals around. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to be streaming every Tuesday and Thursday, unless I'm out of town, at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, MST. And other than that, I'll catch you later. Have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.